Hello, my name is Dr. Kirk Erickson, and I'm the co-founder of Dothan Weight Loss, along with my wife Valerie. And I want to thank you for taking time to learn more about our Metabolic Reset weight loss program and how we've been able to help countless numbers of patients over the past several years not only lose weight, but improve their wellness and their health overall. But one thing I do want to say from the very beginning is that this is not about judging people, and it's all about loving yourself and loving others for who they are. But when you really love someone, you want what's best for them and their health. And the most important person to love is yourself. Because if you don't feel like you're worthy of putting in the effort to be the best version of yourself and improving your health, it's going to impact your relationships and your ability to help other people. So sometimes you have to be a bit selfish to be unselfish. So let's talk about our agenda today. And we're going to go over what is the metabolic reset, why our program is so successful, how we are different from other programs. I'm going to cover some frequently asked questions and how to get started. So let me ask you, are you frustrated with your current level of health and wellness? Are you dissatisfied with your current level of energy and vitality? Are you wanting to improve your energy, your sleep, your digestion, while decreasing your chronic joint pain? And a nice benefit is having some increased confidence. And are you wanting to learn more about how to lose 20 to 40 pounds of unwanted body fat in about 60 days so you can look good and feel great? And are you wanting to discover how to lose weight in a healthy way that's sustainable for the long term? And this is a key point because there's so many different ways to lose weight, but some are healthier than others, some are more effective than others. But the key is keeping the weight off for the long term because we know that the yo-yo dieting, and of course dieting is a bad word, but this losing weight and gaining back and forth obviously is frustrating, it's not effective, and it's really not healthy. So there's got to be a better way, and that's where you need some help. And a doctor supervised program is typically the best way to go. So the metabolic reset is a health focused program, not a weight focused program. There's no expensive prepackaged food, counting calories, dangerous drugs, injections, hormones, or putting you on a starvation diet. We not only do not recommend intense exercise, we restrict you from it. Because if you think you're going to go and do CrossFit and do this program, you're not going to achieve your goals because exercise at the best may uh, achieve about 20% of weight loss. And that's really stretching it. It's really what we eat, how we eat, when we eat. Those are the key factors to really losing weight, being sustainable. So we only recommend light exercise, like walking. The reset is about getting your body back to burning fat for energy rather than sugar. So before we get into that, just a little bit about myself. Like I said, my name is Dr. Kirk Erickson. I've been in clinical practice here in Dothan for 31 out of the 32 years of my career. I've lectured all across the United States and in Europe and Central America on various health topics, primarily related to the spine, as I'm a doctor of chiropractic. And I'm probably most well known for the two college textbooks that I published by Lippincott Williams and Wilkins, which I'm proud to say is arguably the largest medical publisher in the world. I've published several research studies. The largest one was this study right here that involved over 1,000 patients, and it primarily dealt with patients with chronic pain. And in the study, we looked at several different outcomes, uh, showing and tracking to determine how much improvement, which the patients generally improved 50 to 60% in their chronic pain by 2.5 weeks of care with the type of particular uh, chiropractic care that we provide. But one of the most profound findings in the study was the patient satisfaction rating, which was 9.1 on a 0 to 10 scale. And I think this is an important point to bring up because as doctors, we have goals for patients. We want patients to have a certain blood pressure, blood profiles. We want to have their pain reduced by 60%, many different things like that. And all of those are very important. However, probably one of the most important outcomes is how happy the patient is, how they feel, and really what they want. So that's why it's so important when it comes to weight loss. We need to sit down, we need to know what your goals are. Are they realistic? Is it achievable? Is it something that we can do in a healthy, sustainable fashion? And get on the same page so that, again, at the end of the day, that's what's important, is having a happy patient. So I formed Regenerative Medicine of Alabama, which is a multidisciplinary practice. I have a medical doctor and a physician assistant that work with me on a part-time basis. I have a full-time esthetician, and our model is chiropractic and medical physicians working together to improve the quality of our patients' lives. And we do this in a non-drug fashion predominantly. So our multidisciplinary approach, we specialize in treating patients with chronic spine pain, chronic knee pain, patients with severe peripheral neuropathy, and weight loss. And why weight loss and why were we dealing with chronic pain? Because weight loss is at the source of so many chronic problems. Here's an example. Dr. Mattinson from the Mayo Clinic talks about how for every 1 pound of excess weight that exerts about 4 pounds of extra pressure on your knees. So if a person is 10 pounds overweight, that's putting an extra 40 pounds of extra pressure on your knees, and on and on. So this leads to damage to weight-bearing joints. So we're here treating the end result of the damage to these joints, but it's so important along the way to treat one of the causes. And again, for osteoarthritis, there's other causes as well, but being overweight contributes to that. And also, too, so many of the foods that we eat, especially in our diet here in the South, literally cause inflammation in our bodies. So with our program, there's so many different foods that literally reduce inflammation. And many of those, or most of those foods, are actually recommended in our food-based program. And the foods that cause inflammation, of course, are foods that are to be avoided. So you see, it's not just about vanity, losing weight so you can look good in your bikini, or in this guy's case, his Speedos. There's more to it. First, there's nothing wrong with looking good. So let's talk about the state of Alabama, this beautiful state. What are we known for? Well, we're known for football, right? University of Alabama has been ranked up there at the top for the past, several years, and great history. But let's watch this little commercial talking about football.
Mike, come on! Mike, what is your deal, man?
Oh, come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby!
Whoa.
Eat a Snickers. Better?
Better. Mike, I'm all set!
That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
That's got to be one of the best all-time commercials. But what do we learn from that? Well, number one, old folks don't need to be playing football, right? But number two, our society, we are inundated with junk food. And this clearly impacts our weight. And just the constantly having processed foods thrown in our face because it's easy and convenient, and a lot of times it tastes good. So these are things that we have to work on. And so there's strategies to basically overcome all these temptations. So again, I know for all my Alabama fans, I don't want to insult my Auburn fans out there, and just so no one's upset, our youngest son is finishing up his master's degree at the University of Auburn, and he's working part-time with the football team as a sports nutritionist. But I stay out of the controversy because I'm a Florida State Seminole fan. So there. Now, what is the other thing that we're known for in the state of Alabama? Well, unfortunately, We have the third highest rate of obesity here in the state of Alabama. About 40% of our residents are obese. And that's just not okay because it's getting worse. And this contributes to the fact that we rank 46th in overall health in our country. So here's a picture of my beautiful family. And this is a bit dated. This is Christmas of 2015. So we are all older now, except for my wife. She must have drank some potion because she doesn't seem to age. But as you can see, my family, they're all fit and healthy and in good shape. But me, if you take a close look at me in this picture, I'm not my best self. Some of my kids said, "Hey, Dad, you getting a little fat. You're getting a little bit of a stomach. What's up?" So it's nice to have a loving family to be honest with you and share with you your flaws. But they were right. I needed to do something. So I did this program myself back in 2016. And I knew I needed to lose weight. So I lost 21 pounds in 20 days. So yeah, that's a little bit above average because with our program, we like our patients to lose between a half a pound and a pound a day. But if you lose a pound a day, you're doing great. So I did well, and you can see the change here before and after. You can see my stomach here, how much flatter it is. At the end of my presentation today, for those of you who have a BMI of less than 35, we have another option of body contouring with the technology called the Lipocell that I've used to do some fine tuning of some areas to permanent reducing fat. So now I don't have as much of a stomach, so now she's happy. So that's a nice goal to have your spouse happy. But again, as I said before, the number one person to make happy is yourself. So let me ask, would you like to lose 20 to 40 pounds of unwanted body fat in about 60 days without extreme exercise or starvation? If you need to lose that much weight, then the answer to this question has got to be yes. So our minimum goal is we would like our patients to lose at least 10% of their body weight or go down 2 dress sizes or 2 pant sizes during those first 60 days. And again, some people do better. Here's an example of my good friend Janice. She's a very successful entrepreneur, very success-driven woman who just kind of let herself go a little bit and she got sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And so she just put her mind to it. She did this program. She lost 32 pounds and 6 dress sizes in 60 days, and she has kept it off. Now, why don't more doctors do something about this here? I mean, almost all doctors want their patients to lose weight, but it's the elephant in the room. We're so busy trying to take care of their pain or this problem or this disorder, but many times their obesity is a contributory factor. But it's uncomfortable sometimes. We're busy, we don't have time. A lot of doctors really don't know much to suggest other than just lose the weight, and of course, obviously, it takes a lot more than that. So a lot of patients have a bad attitude. They're like, "Hey, doc, look, I eat right, exercise, I'm gonna die anyway." And maybe that's true, but here's what happens. You may live to be 72. But so many people start to die at 62. It's just a slow death. And I don't think any of us want that. Again, you want to hedge your bet. And the only way to do that is to improve your health. Because, we used to really harp on smoking, and arguably smoking is terrible for your health, right? But now most scientists are finding that obesity is just as bad, if not worse, than smoking for your overall health. So keep that in mind. So here's some requirements for our weight loss program. And when I say requirements as me as a doctor of what I was looking for when I was searching for a program years ago. And that is it had to be a program that worked for more than 90% of the patients who do it. It had to be natural, no drugs, no hormones, no side effects. It had to be easy to do, something that anyone could do if they truly wanted to lose weight and they were motivated. and it had to create sustainable weight loss for the long term. And of course, it had to be affordable. So one of the first programs we tried was this one here. So as you can imagine, that one didn't work so well. Kind of a good idea, but we had to move on. But a simple question here was, how do you know if you need to lose weight? Well, a good place to start is your BMI. Now, the BMI is not perfect. There's different factors in how your body is composed, how much muscle you have on your body that can kind of skew the results. But generally speaking, it's a good place to start. So basically, if your BMI is over 25, you're clinically overweight. If your BMI is over 30, you're clinically obese. So really, what we want to be is, we have your height and your weight here. We really want to be in this green area. Okay, we really want to stay out of the yellow and the orange, and there's nothing but trouble here in the red. That's extreme obesity. And again, this is not about vanity, this is about your health. But there is something to be said about how you feel in your clothes, and when you lose weight and how your clothes fit you, because that's something that you deal with every single day. And for me personally, that's a nice benefit of kind of keeping yourself in shape here. So again, we want to stay in this zone right in here for men and women. So why does our program work? Well, it's a healthy meal plan of eating real food. There's no starvation, no hunger, there's no prepackaged food, as I said before. It's basically eating a certain amount of lean proteins, specific vegetables, and fruit that you're going to eat twice a day. Okay. And everything can be found in the grocery store, primarily around the periphery, the perimeter of the store. And we'll teach you how to shop and specifically how to prepare your food. There's a detailed manual that goes through every step of our program. We have a list of foods that you can eat in this program, a list of foods that you have to avoid. And believe it or not, a list of food that you can eat an unlimited amount of, as snacks and things of that nature. There is a proprietary supplement that's a peptide that helps to stabilize your metabolism, and another supplement that actually helps to curb your appetite. And again, these are not drugs, but these supplements help to stabilize your metabolism, minimize blood sugar spikes, and really help you stick to the program. Very, very important part of this. So a healthy, sustainable weight loss program is not about calories in or just calories out. It's not just that simple. It's about keeping inflammation low so that your cells can hear the hormonal messages that your body naturally produces. And with doing this program, this happens naturally. So here is Megan. She lost 38 pounds, 14 inches. She looks wonderful. Tim here, look at him. He lost 50 pounds in 7 weeks. Again, bad thing about this is, what are you going to do about your clothes, your wardrobe? You're going to have to go out and buy some new clothes. So, but hey, that's a good problem to have. And, looking at pictures is wonderful, but I think sometimes just hearing the voices of these patients and just listen just for a couple of minutes here of what they have to say about what we've been able to do with them.
I've lost 73 pounds, a little more than 43 inches. So I'm very excited.
Yeah.
You've
You've
probably
lost
20
how much
pounds.
so far from the beginning till now?
It's about 66 pounds. I'm almost 67, so.
Yeah, excellent. You've come a long way, and it was, as you said, it was quite easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know I lost over 40 pounds. I think it was around 44 or so, and I lost over 30 inches. And that was the great thing. Within the first week, I already could see it dropping on the scale and the inches. And to me, the inches were even bigger because you change inches and your clothes sizes change. And I mean, I was getting back into clothes I haven't worn since, oh gosh, 5, 6, 8 years ago.
And I wish you could have seen me 2 months ago compared to now. I just cannot speak. I just can't think of the words to explain how I have a new lease on life.
Well, I've actually lost 50 pounds in just under 3 months. And that's amazing because going into it, I thought I would be December, the first of the year, losing this much weight. But it's been a good program. I've been able to follow it.
So far, I am down 22 pounds in 6 weeks.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, it is.
And still going.
And I'm still going.
First thing in the morning when I was getting out of bed, I felt like I was in my 90s. My body was stuck at the foot of the bed trying to make it to the coffee pot in the kitchen. I was just hurting from head to toe. And it wasn't just from muscle pain, it was my bones were hurting. I have energy again. I have energy, I feel good. My whole attitude has changed for the best. So I can't thank this more than, and Valerie more than anything else.
Helping make your life easier. Moms Every Day.
Hey everyone, welcome to Moms Everyday. I'm Amy Parker, and today I'm chatting with Miss Valerie Erickson. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we're talking weight loss programs. Tell us about that.
Yes, so we have 2 different but both highly effective food-based weight loss programs here. We tailor these programs to each individual patient based on their needs, their goals, and their individual lifestyles. Both of these programs are perfect for busy moms with families. That's actually a lot of our patients.
Yeah.
Is busy moms with families. We've helped patients lose anywhere from 10 pounds to well over 100 pounds. Some of our patients have actually even been able to reduce or eliminate medications for things like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, under the guidance of their medical doctor, of course. And many of our patients have been unable to successfully lose weight and keep it off through other programs, so they are incredibly excited to find us and be able to reach those weight loss goals and keep that weight off through our programs. Every single patient actually receives personal weight loss coaching and be successful long term. And so basically we take the guesswork out of weight loss and provide everything that someone needs to be successful.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned they're food-based. Does that mean it's not a crazy exercise program?
Exactly, yeah. A lot of people think they have to exercise for hours and hours a day in order to lose weight, but it's definitely not necessary on our programs. These programs were doctor designed to include all the nutrients, calories, vitamins, everything that someone needs and keep the body in a fat burning mode. So a lot of exercise is not necessary. 10 to 15 minutes a day is all we require.
Awesome. And a quick tip you've got for us.
Yes, reduce or eliminate soda, drink water. 27% of calories often for Americans' diet come from liquid.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Y'all, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Can you see why, my health coaches are just love what they do? I mean, just think about that. If you have people coming in and expressing their thankfulness, or just not their thankfulness, but just their success and their happiness. So this is really a very satisfying and rewarding thing to do for people. But talking about our health coaches, even Michael Jordan needed a coach. And this is a key part of our program, and that's the coaching and the support. So all of our patients that are undergoing weight loss, they're going to be assigned a coach, and we're going to provide them a healthy support system, which is the key to getting permanent, sustainable changes. And we're going to work with you side by side, because invariably there will be a plateau. Someone will get stuck at some point. So we need to be able to guide you through and teach you some tricks to get your metabolism going and start losing again. So we can't do that unless we meet with you. And of course, we like to have the patients meet with us in the office. But for some that live too far away, we can do it virtually. as long as we can, we like to be able to see you. So, something over, Zoom or FaceTime, something, that type of functionality. This is essentially a 4-month long program. The first 60 days, we prefer to have the patients come in once a week. We're going to weigh you. We're going to do measurements. We're going to look at how everything is going. We're going to see if there's any challenges, if there's any things that we have to tweak. If everything's going great, super. We have some other supportive treatments that we can do if necessary. Some patients like to take part in that. It's not a requirement of this program, but that's something that we cover during the consultation. We have a really great app that patients have on their phone. That's a super guide that they use on a daily basis that we need them to, at least the first 2 or 3 weeks, to basically put in the food that they're eating so we can track all of this. And especially if there's any problems, we know what to tweak and change. But really, accountability is the key to success. So that's why you have to meet with the coach either in person or virtually every week. After the first 60 days, we go once every 2 weeks. So what are some frequently asked questions? First of all, how is this weight loss program different from others? Well, we kind of covered that previously. This is not a drug-based program. I know there's a lot of people that are going to these different semaglutide medications, which help many people, but you have to ask yourself, do you really want to be on a drug, a medication for the rest of your life? Are you going to be able to tolerate the side effects that many patients get with that? That's just not something that we offer. And also, too, are you learning how to eat properly? Are you learning not only how to eat, what to eat, when to eat? Because that's what's going to give you sustainability for the long term. And that's really what's important. Again, I already discussed about how often you come into the office. We've talked about exercise. We do not want vigorous exercise, just some light exercise to go along with this, just to supplement it, because that's the exercise is not the key to losing weight. It's just a supportive part of it. Do you have to count calories? No. We go over specifically how much of the lean meat protein you eat per day, and then how much of the vegetables, and then how much of the fruit. And again, what types of fruits and vegetables that you eat. And for some, they want to know, hey, can I drink coffee? The answer to the coffee is yes, you can drink coffee. You can't put a bunch of cream and sugar in there, obviously. And when it comes to having a sweet tooth, we're not going to deprive you of that. But we're going to tell you, we're not going to drink or consume sugary drinks or food. We're going to give you substitutes like stevia. Okay, and there's many different. There are salad dressings that have artificial sweeteners and other products with artificial sweeteners that we're going to steer you away from. And we're going to show you salad dressings and other products that have natural sweeteners that are 0 calorie and 100% natural that we would prefer that you do. Now, wine and alcohol. If you're boozing it up on a regular basis, you're not going to be successful because your body converts the alcohol to sugar. So does that mean that you can never have a glass of wine or a little bit of beer once in a while? No, we're not saying that. But again, that's going to be strictly limited. Okay. Can you do this if you're a diabetic? Absolutely. Absolutely. There are some modifications to the program that are done sometimes if you do have diabetes. But again, all of that's discussed during the consultation. So speaking of which, how do you get started with this? Well, first we have to fill out a very detailed case history. It's going to ask several different questions about many different aspects of your life. And we got to sit down with myself and the staff, and we're going to talk about it. Again, as I said earlier, we're going to see what your goals are and see if we can all get on the same page. Moving forward, we want to do a thorough workup on you. We want to do a body composition scan. Obviously, we're checking your weight, but with the body composition scan, we're going to check your body fat percentage, your body mass index, your visceral fat level, your skeletal muscle mass, your resting metabolism, your body age, which the scale tells us, and also manually body measurements. So we're going to measure different areas around your abdomen and your thighs if you're a woman. With men, we don't measure thighs. Now, obviously, we're going to take pictures of you in some form-fitting type clothes, but we're going to do something very unique that I don't think you'll probably find in probably any other weight loss clinic. And that is we have the Canfield Vectra three-dimensional camera system. This is basically a $15,000 system that is able to provide us these really high-end pictures. And here's why we do that. Now, this is a picture of me before and after. This is not after weight loss. This is after receiving essentially, actually I had 2 Lipocell treatments, which I'm going to end talking about here in just a minute. This is that machine that causes permanent fat loss. Again, this is for people who just need some spot reduction, body contouring. But the change that you're going to see here is really from the first treatment, because even though this was done after the second treatment, it was only done 2 or 3 weeks after the second treatment. And it takes up to 3 months for your body to eliminate all the fat that's basically melted with the machine here. But here you can see I had a reduction of 2.4 inches, 2.4 inches, 2 inches. But what we like about doing this with weight loss is that the changes that we see with the camera are really dramatic because you're losing lots of weight. But in this case here, again, with the Lipocell treatment, the computer system measures how much volume loss took place in this zone here. And it calculates that I lost 821 cc's of fat. And you can see the change from the side. And again, this is essentially after 1 treatment. What the computer also does is it can do an overlay. So we got the before and after images overlaid on each other, and you can see the fat that was reduced permanently from the machine. It's kind of like non-invasive liposuction. This here is not a heat map. This is, the computer shows us where most of the fat was reduced here in the front of my abdomen. I didn't have too much for love handles. We got a little bit of reduction there, but most of it's right there in the front. Okay. So again, we love to have this technology to really show our patients who are losing weight just how much change has taken place and where the most fat has been reduced. So pretty neat. So here's Mike. Mike lost 75 pounds. And guess what? He's now no longer considered to be diabetic. And it's my understanding that his insurance premiums have now been reduced. So that alone, those savings pay for his weight loss program. And his life experience of going through this weight loss program is not only helping him to feel better and look better, but listen, he's no longer diabetic. And can you imagine the long-term benefits to his health from losing weight? And again, like I said, he's saving money. So as we wrap up here about the weight loss, let's ask some final questions about the cost here. So first of all, does insurance cover natural weight loss? And the answer is no. You can't make health choices based on what your insurance pays for and doesn't. That's just not in your best interest there. And we do have with our program, we have pretty much, unless something catastrophic has happened to your credit, it's pretty much guaranteed 0% interest financing if you want to do that. But the investment here in our program is only $124 per month at 12 months at 0% interest. But that is discounted even further if you decide to pay for this in full. So just a bargain, folks. And listen, you owe it to yourself to come in for a free consultation. You call our office there at 334-793-7992, or go ahead and visit us at dothanweightloss.com and talk with our staff about setting up for that consultation where we can really dig in and get a little more specific about you specifically for this consultation. But again, that's pretty much the overall program, the metabolic reset. At the consultation, we go in more detail, obviously, but I think that's enough to give you a good overview of that. Now, for those of you that are curious about the body contouring, this is an amazing technology. This is called the Lipocell. It's high intensity focused ultrasound, but this is only for patients with a BMI of less than 35. And this is not a weight loss machine. This is designed for helping to reduce spot areas that no matter how much weight you lose, there's just certain areas that are stubborn, and this melts the fat permanently. And here's our commercial.
Did you know Regenerative Medicine of Alabama has body contouring services using the revolutionary LipoCell treatment? Using high-intensity ultrasound technology to permanently reduce fat cells in targeted areas, this treatment can help reduce unwanted fat and cause some skin tightening. If you're ready to transform the way you look and how you feel, call today for your consultation. LipoCell is an FDA-approved treatment that helps most patients see an immediate change after their first treatment, with maximum results seen just weeks later. Clinical studies show that targeted fat can be reduced permanently by up to 40% after each session. This treatment can remove stubborn fat around the stomach, hips, thighs, arms, and more. You're not alone if you struggle to lose stubborn pockets of fat no matter how much time you spend in the gym or watch what you eat. This non-surgical treatment can give you the self-confidence you deserve. If you want a permanent fat-reducing solution with no surgery and no downtime, call Regenerative Medicine of Alabama today for your consultation to see if you're a candidate. 334-545-2080. Did you know?
Now, just so that there's no confusion, Regenerative Medicine of Alabama, Dothan Weight Loss is basically a branch of Regenerative Medicine of Alabama. Okay, so it's basically the same location. But what the LipoCell does essentially is the ultrasound projects exactly 1.3 centimeters below the skin and it targets subcutaneous fat. So that's that superficial kind of squishy fat that you feel. It's not for that deep visceral fat. That you have to remove that with the weight loss program. So what happens is the technology heats up the fat to about 70 degrees Celsius, which is really hot. And it literally disintegrates the membrane of the fat cell. So it permanently destroys the fat. And it's very comfortable. It is very rarely does someone say that it's really hot or uncomfortable. It's an amazing technology. I've had it myself now 3 times. I can attest to, you saw my pictures after 1 treatment. Very happy with this technology. You can go to our website, this part of the website that talks about body contouring to learn more about it. And again, have to have a consultation for this treatment to see if you're a candidate. It's not for everyone. A lot of people come in wanting to get this treatment, but we have to turn them away or recommend they get on the weight loss program if they're a little bit too large for that. So anyway, we got a lot of wonderful things going on at Dothan Weight Loss. So I encourage you to give us a call, come visit us, and let's see if we can help you. And once again, I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I wish you all the best in reaching your next level of health and wellness. So take care and have a wonderful day.